Hey guys, this is Julie from Crafty Beach on YouTube, and I'm going to show you how I DIY'd my little wreath form from the Dollar Tree that looks like a bee. First of all, it's red. I don't know why. I took it outside and spray painted the front and back of mine with black spray paint so I don't have to worry about hiding the red when I decorate this. I wanted to make it look like a really cute little bumblebee, but I also want it to look like lots of fun textures and stuff like that as well. So I found some great items from the Dollar Tree to use for materials to cover the different parts. First, we're going to start with some of the black leather. It's like a faux leather from the Dollar Tree. It comes in those little rolls with like the cricket vinyl and stuff like that. I'm going to start here and cut out just a circle for the head. So I just draw on the back of the faux leather a size that'd be a little bit larger than the head. I mainly bought the black faux leather for the stripes on the bumblebee, but I thought I would do the head with it as well. I do end up changing that here in a minute, you'll see. But this was my first game plan. I just put hot glue on the back of the wreath form and glue the faux leather. Perfect fit. I am going to cover all the wire on the front, so I don't really have to worry about that sticking out. I just want to make sure that everything is adhered. And then check out this fuzzy like gold fabric I found at Dollar Tree. I was really impressed with this, and I thought this would be perfect for a bee to make it look like a fuzzy bumblebee. So I'm just laying it face down, laying my wreath form up top, and I just use a Sharpie to kind of mark out exactly how big I need it to be. I need it to, overlap the wire, and then kind of tricky area around the wings. I have a little bit more room to work with. So I just cut out that fuzzy material right there to cover the bee body. I'm going to make it yellow and then add black stripes to it. So to adhere it, just one section at a time, I'm just using hot glue. And as you can see, the wings have 2 wires, so you have a little bit more room to play with there. That looks pretty good. Now let's keep decorating this little bee. I've done one of these before. This is definitely my favorite one that I've done though. So I'm going to use that faux leather again. What I'm going to do is just use my Cricut like cutter to actually cut this so I can get some perfectly straight lines for some bee stripes. I actually didn't need very many because the top part of the bee there is pretty skinny, but I'm actually going to just attach these from the front. Hot gluing those in place, make sure you get them on straight. And I also glued it down to the fuzzy fabric a little bit too. As you can see, I didn't need much for these stripes, like kind of going up. We're just going to have 3 stripes. And I glued it on top of the wire wreath form because, again, I am going to cover that up. It'll kind of sandwich that in between. Just going to cut off any excess material that might get in the way of the other parts that we need to cover, which are the wings. For this one, I wanted to do something really creative. This is the shelf liner from the Dollar Tree. I picked it up in black, and it's kind of like a screen, right? So I thought that'd be really cute for a transparent wing for the bee, and it actually turned out really well. I think this is maybe the first time I've crafted with this, but I really liked it. Now, since it's black and it's kind of hard to show up, I'm using a white paint pen and just drawing the inside section of each one of the wings. That way the wing will be covered, and then I'm going to cover all of the wire wreath form there, so it only has to be big enough to cover the inside part. So you're stuck with like 2 little heart shapes. I'm just going to go ahead and cut those out as well. This material was really cool for a wing. So I'm going to hot glue it down. I just work one section at a time, and again, I have it flipped over. So I'm doing this on the back and gluing that to the inner wing wreath form, and I do that on both sides. Now, one reason I end up changing the head from the black leather is that it ended up a little too dark, a little bit too much black going on once I got the wire wreath form covered. To cover that, I'm using some of the Dollar Tree black macrame cord. I wanted a black rope, and Dollar Tree doesn't really have a black rope, and I didn't really want to paint it. So I thought we could just make a rope by braiding some of the macrame cord. I thought that'd be really cute. So I take 3 strands of the black macrame cord, probably about 4 feet or so, and we're going to braid them. I work on a silicone surface here, so I can't really tape this down or anything. So how I'm doing it is I just staple it to a block of wood and braid one section at a time, just like you're braiding hair. And then you can kind of roll it over as you go to kind of keep everything tight. And you do have to kind of unwind it after. You can only braid a certain section and then everything kind of gets tangled. So you have to kind of do a section at a time, straighten out the rest of your strands of macrame cord, and then just keep on braiding. So this is one piece. I ended up doing, I think, a total of 4 of the braids to cover everything. It actually took more than I expected. I'm going to start right here where the wing and the bee kind of come together, hot gluing that down, cutting off the knot that I had on there just to keep it from unbraiding. And then we're just going to keep hot gluing. And as you can see, that just makes everything so finished. It finishes off any of the edges, covers up anything you don't want to see. When I get to the wing, I just keep going with my braided black macrame cord. As much as I can do with this one piece, I'm going to do it. And I'm just doing the outer wing. I am going to go ahead and do the inner wing too. So it'll be kind of doubled up with rope. That looks pretty good. Good stopping point. So I stopped there, braided another one of the macrame cords, and I'm going to come in and do the inner wing. And this is where it started, you know, lots of black started showing up with the black wings and the black cord and stuff like that. So I'm actually going to switch the head out to that yellow fuzzy material, and I'm glad I did. It just kind of brightened it up a little bit. Once I got that done, I used the rest of this to go around and do the head of the bee, just the top part there. And I'm going to leave the antennas just wire. I think that looks cute. Then I start at the neck, coming down. We're going to go ahead and do the outer wing again. Just hot gluing one section at a time until I can kind of finish that part off. One more strand to finish it off. I do the inner wing. So if you're going to be using macrame cord, be prepared to do some braiding. But I really like how it turned out because the braid kind of lays flat and it really kind of covered up everything that I wanted to kind of hide with how I put this cute little bee together. I'm just going to hang it with the antenna, but here is me switching out the head to the yellow fuzzy fabric. I just used my heat gun to kind of peel off that faux leather from the head there on the back, and we'll just use that as a reference to cut out a circle of the yellow fuzzy fabric. I know normally the bees' heads are black. It just needed a little bit more color, I thought. So I cut that out, hot glued that to the back, and sometimes, you know, you change your project at the last minute, and I love how this turned out. So there it is, our little fuzzy bumblebee wreath. Very cute. I guess you could even add some eyes on there if you wanted to, but it's kind of the back of the bee, so I think it is fine. But you can see how you can see through the wings. It's really cool. For more spring, bee, or beach Dollar Tree DIYs, be sure to check me out on YouTube at Crafty Beach or visit my website, craftybeach.net. Happy crafting!